We are planning a second round of balance adjustments based on the results of this round. Well, that was a lie. Here it is, the most anticipated balance patch, scheduled to arrive at the end of August, and it wasn't late. Unlike rollback, which just keeps getting pushed back. But this is an insane balance patch. At times it felt like I was looking at something that was fan-made, but believe me, everything you'll see today is in the official game. Yes, even this. Every single character got touched, every single one of them got buffs, some bigger than others. This game is just becoming more and more insane with each patch, and I'm here for it. So in this video, we're gonna start with the 2 universal changes that affect every character, followed by how the meta characters got changed, the biggest buffs, and finally the wildest changes. Which could also be buffs, but maybe it's too soon to tell. And we start with perhaps the most important part of this patch. You can now cancel your level 1 super into your level 3. That is if you have the limit break buff, meaning if you're on your last character. This is basically a very big buff to limit break, increasing the chances of a comeback, as the potential damage you can deal with any character has just skyrocketed. And it didn't hit me at first, but this change also includes base Goku level 1 into Spirit Bomb, Z Broly level 1 into his slow level 3. That's right, you can keep the combo going afterwards. Even Ginyu can do his level 1 into body change if he's in the corner. Doesn't even need Goldo anymore. This change might not work with all the supers, but it sure works with most of them, so just go crazy. And the second universal change is pretty minor. Your key charge is now much safer to do. You don't charge as much ki anymore, but you can stop it a lot sooner than you could previously. So if you just want to bait something, I guess it's easier to do now. And with that, let's talk about character-specific changes, starting with how the meta characters got affected. And actually, one of the first big tournaments for this patch might be Ultimate Burst. This is a big tournament coming up next weekend with Demon Slayer, Naruto Storm 4, Tenkaichi 3, and of course Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's not your usual tournament, as you can see from this lineup, with a 250 minimum prize pool for each game and 10 side tournaments happening simultaneously. September 2nd and 3rd, watch it on Globku Live, my live streaming YouTube channel, or sign up to play on start.gg/ultimateburst. Alright, meta characters, here we go. The only fusion that got a nerf was Vegito. His A assist got a huge hit stun nerf. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, through this entire video, whenever we're in this cave, this is pre-patch footage. Whenever we're in the island, that's the new patch, from darkness into the light. And yeah, it took a while, but that assist is finally gone. However, his crouching light is now a low attack. Yep, and he can also jump cancel his jumping heavy attacks, though on the mid-screen that's tricky. I think that's mostly gonna be a corner thing. And do you remember his counter? Well, if you hold the button with Vegito now, he just does the follow-up, even without countering anything. So Vegito basically has a command grab now. Gogeta Blue also got buffed. 0 nerfs have hit this character. He can now convert from full screen beams with a super dash, like a lot of other characters in the roster. His unblockable now actually lets him combo for free if the opponent is airborne. So if you do it raw, you still get nothing, but it works as a combo extension now. The dive kick after the after image Kamehameha is now +2 on block, buffed from -5, and you can do a level 3 in the air, kind of. You do the level 3 in the air and it teleports you to the ground immediately. Maybe that works for some new routes where you've lost a knockdown, but we'll see. And the other Gogeta probably got the most ridiculous changes today. His light attacks now look like this. The man is just boxing. Keep in mind that each one of these is a tick throw just waiting to happen. And yes, it also combos, it's not just on block. Jumping light attack can be put up to 3 times in combos now, so just have fun breaking the record for most light attacks in a combo. And the unblockable fake Kamehameha can actually be followed by a super dash, so you get an actual combo from it. And despite the fusions being nerfed in the previous patch, it feels like they've always been on top. And that's especially the case for this next character, Labcoat 21, who suffered 0 nerfs this time around. In fact, she can now super dash or use special moves after the stomp if the stomp is cinematic. And she can also beam into super dash like the rest of the cast. The good news is she didn't get any huge buffs, especially when compared to the rest of the roster today. The Beerus buff is quite ridiculous. First up, the last hit of his auto combo is an overhead now. Okay, that's fine, but his level 3, it actually teleports him behind the opponent. You better not get caught doing anything while Beerus has his level 3. He can do it in the air, on the ground, it doesn't matter. You will get punished. Better yet, remember that he still has no recovery from the last patch, so you can just go from some nasty mix-ups if he has limit break. And the rest of the meta characters will be fairly quick. Janemba's second hit of the auto combo is now a low, making it the dumbest looking low in the entire game. Full auto combo goes full screen now, and his jumping heavy now always puts the opponent in a small sliding knockdown. Jiren can reverse beat back to his crouching light, and if you parry a low with a medium attack, you actually get a free combo now. Android 17 is also getting close to full screen with his auto combo, and his B assist can stock up to 3 power blitzes. You can spend those power blitzes once you tag him in, but while he's in the bench, he's just accumulating them. And I believe that is the meta done. So let's talk about the biggest buffs, and I'll start with an example of stuff that I'm not going to talk about in this section. Super Saiyan Goku. His Tatsumaki got better recovery, he even gained new routes and new loops, and his heavy meteor punch is now +2 on block. This is huge for Super Saiyan Goku, but this is tiny stuff compared to what other characters got. For example, Teen Gohan. A bunch of his normals got small buffs, but then the heavy lariat will now bounce him up even if the opponent blocks or he whiffs the ability. This is gonna give him some crazy mix-up. And he can also super dash from his level 1 super, as if it was a regular Kamehameha. Just keep your eyes on this kid. Hit is already a really scary character, and now he can cancel from his stance into any special attack. So he can throw unblockables on top of his usual mix. Also, the cannon super, the one that you can spend 7 bars on, you can now follow it up with other supers from your teammates. And yes, if he is the last character standing, you can also use the cannon into his level 3. Vegeta Blue now skips neutral with his heavy lariat. It goes full screen, and he's got invincibility on his command grabs, which is gonna make it so much harder to avoid them. Base Goku can pick up combos off the ground with his small spirit bomb. I'm a big sucker for off the ground abilities, and it is also easier to land in combos and gives him some really cool extensions. And his level 3 spirit bomb is now faster, meaning that Goku doesn't need to try so hard to land it solo. Any cinematic down heavy will do it. In fact, if he's the last character remaining, level 1 into level 3 totally works. Tell you what, if he's got 5 bars and he's the last character remaining, this is the easiest touch of death that you will see today. If you're up against a 5-bar base Goku, try not to mess up, because it will hurt. Speaking of spirit bombs, Goku GT got his Atatata back. It travels the distance that he used to in Season 2, I missed you so much. Running with his Kamehameha will make him invulnerable to low priority projectiles. Beams will still kick his ass though, it's just low priority projectiles. When that's the issue though, you can try the reverse Kamehameha, which is now fully invincible. The man can just bypass neutral too. And of course, you can use his level 1 into Spirit Bomb with a universal buff, which lets you extend the combo even further beyond. And to close this section, Z Broly specials got so buffed. He can now combo for free after the medium or the heavy choo-choo train, or even after his Eraser Blow. Look at them spinning in the air. This works mid-screen. Not to mention that he takes really good advantage of the new universal change, being able to cancel his level 1 into his slower level 3, which means he also can extend the combo from there and throw yet another super at the end. Now that's it for the biggest buffs. Let's move on to what is probably my favorite section today. Let's talk about the wildest changes. These are not the full list of changes for any of the characters that we're going to talk about. We're going to focus on the wildest stuff they've done, and they're all buffs. It's just hard to say how big of an impact they'll make right now. Ginyu now deals more damage to himself during body change, which together with the fact that he can now body change very easily if he's the last character remaining, is going to be interesting to see how Ginyu players change their style. Do they still play him point, or do they try to adapt him into more of an anchor role? Cell got a bunch of cool stuff, but I want to highlight EX Perfect Attack, because for the first time ever in this game, we have a frame 2 invincible move. All the reversals in this game are frame 1 or frame 4, so Cell is one of a kind. But if you start a combo with this, it's not just blue health, it's true damage, so I guess it is the strongest fake reversal in the game right now. It'll be interesting to see how this does compared to others. Kid Buu can now combo by himself after Candy Beam, and I suspect this is going to change a lot of his routes, and who knows, maybe even give him the damage boost that he deserves. Tien can now super dash after his beam, and that's huge for how good this beam is, but also he can fake you out with Chiaotzu. He presses the button again, and Chiaotzu just doesn't do his telekinesis. And whenever he does that, he can also cancel this with the button, which means Chiaotzu cancels Tien sauce? Android 16 can combo into his own self-destruct now. You definitely need an assist, and it doesn't kill if it's in a combo, but it still deals a ton of damage. You can only use it once per match, so it's gonna be a very cool finishing move for sure. Nappa Cybermen have learned how to combo. You're done, Nappa. You're no longer needed. They gave Android 21 her level 3 super from story mode. She can only use it when she's got all 4 absorptions, and it takes forever to come out. However, this is an unblockable full screen super, and the only way for you to interrupt it is with an unblockable attack. So Dragon Rush or Command Grab if you see it, don't let them get away with this for free. Base Vegeta got a level 4 now, and I don't mean the universal change of doing level 1 into level 3. No, he does the opposite. He does level 3 into level 1, and he doesn't need Limit Break. He just has a level 4 all the time. UI Goku can now use this flips backwards, so he can stay safe if he wants to just get out of there. But also interesting is 6S. This projectile is now his fastest button. That's a 6-frame button at close range, which is down from 12. This is twice as fast now. And we close with Super Baby 2. They made his projectile so much faster. The spam is real now. This will open up some new combo routes too, but more importantly, they made his Monkey level 3 super an actual level 3 now. You can combo into it from normals or specials, and that is going to be interesting. But those are the biggest changes that this patch brought to Dragon Ball FighterZ in my opinion. Let me know what the biggest one for you is. And what do you think of the patch overall? I'm very curious. This has been kind of polarizing. In other Dragon Ball news, this DLC dropped for Kakarot and it's really good. You should check it out. Here's my review. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.